Hi there, welcome to another Visual Basic video tutorial. I'm Josef Botnar. In this Visual Basic video tutorial, I'm going to talk about if statement. If statement is a decision statement which control the program flow execution. If a statement will evaluate an expression if that expression is true or not. Let me to go to code, and there I will show you how this if statement works. So I'm going to do an application from very beginning. Go over here and click on this file, new, project, and here select Windows Forms app. And in this box you will write the name of your application. In my case, guess number, enter. I'm going to leave this form like that. I don't need in this moment any controls on it. So I'm going to give a double click on it to start to code. And this double click send me here inside this method where I'm going to write the code which will use the if state. I'm going to declare here on this line an integer variable named int number, and I'm going to assign this variable by 10. On this line, this integer variable int number is going to hold the number which I'm going to type from keyboard in this input box. And here I'm going to write this text, enter the number. If statement will start with this keyword if, and after you will write the expression what you want to be evaluated by compiler. In my case, I want to write this integer variable int number to be equal by 10, and after you should write this keyword 10. You can write after 10 how many lines you want. In my case, I will write just one, and I will use this method message box. And I'm going to write this text, congratulations, you guessed the right number. So if this if a statement will evaluate this expression true, the compiler is going to execute this line, I mean this method message box, and compiler is going to display this message, congratulations, you guessed the right number. If a statement will be finished by this statement and if. So let's compile this application. No errors, so everything is alright. Let's release this application in console. Here you go. So I'm going to type a number, let it be 10. Okay, and as you can see, the compiler displayed this message, congratulations, you guessed the right number, which is this statement, because the compiler evaluated this expression as true. So that's why the compiler executed this line, which contains this message box method with this text, congratulations, you guessed the right number. But there is a couple of variations to use this if statement. If you want your if statement to do something, in my case to display a message, if the expression will be evaluate false, there you can use this else statement. And I am going to use this message box method. And I'm going to write this text, sorry, but you do not guess the right number. Here you go. Let's compile again this application. Everything is alright. Let's release it in console. So I'm going to write again this number 10 and click on OK. And here you go. This is the result of this application. Congratulations, you guessed the right number. That happened because the compiler evaluated this expression true. That's why I received this message, because the compiler executed this line, which contains this method with this text, congratulations, you guessed the right number. But let's see what is going to happen if I'm going to type here a different number than 10. Let it be 20. Enter. As you can see, I received this message, sorry, but you do not guess the right number, because the compiler evaluated this expression as false, and the compiler executed this line after this else statement, which contains this method message box with this text, sorry, but you do not guess the right number. So this is the kind of working for this if else statement. If the compiler will evaluate an expression as a true, it's going to execute lines after this if then statement. If the compiler will evaluate an expression as a false, is going to display the lines after this else statement. There, as I told you, is a couple of variations to use this if statement. So there you can use multiple else if, finishing with this else statement, and the compiler is going to evaluate each expression, and if the compiler will find their true expression, will execute the lines which follow that true expression. If the compiler doesn't meet any true expression, none of the expression will be true. The compiler is going to execute the statement which follow else statement. I'm going to change this application a bit to show you how this multiple else if statement works. So I'm going to write here another name for this integer variable. Let it be int score. And I remove this 10 because I don't want to assign this variable in this moment. And I should change here the name of variable as well. Yeah, and here again I should change the name of a variable, and as well I will change the test, the condition. Let it be int score less than 60, and here I'm going to change this text. Sorry, you failed. And here I'm going to write this statement, else if. I'm going to copy and paste this line here, and here I'm going to use another expression, int score less than 80, and this then keyword. Good, you passed, will be the text here. Okay, let's copy and paste these lines here, because I'm going to use another else if statement, and here the condition will be int score less than 95, and here inside this message box method I'm going to write a very good, you passed, and this if else if statement will be finished by this else, and here I'm going to write excellent, Here you go. Let's compile this application. Let's release it in console, and I'm going to type, for example, 50. Okay, we received this message, sorry, you failed. It's about this line. So the compiler executed this line. Where is this message box method with this text, sorry, you failed, because the compiler evaluated this expression as true. That's why I received this message here, and the compiler executed this line. But let's see what is going to happen if there I will type, for example, 90, enter. As you can see, I received this message, very good, you passed, which is this message inside this method message box. Very good, you passed, because the compiler, actually this if else statement evaluated this expression true, and the compiler executed this line 11, which contains this message box method with this message. Very good, you passed. But let's see what is going to happen if there I will type, for example, 100. Okay, and as you can see, I received this message, excellent, you passed. The compiler didn't find any of these expression true, and that's why the compiler executed this line 13, which is after this else statement, which contains this method message box with this text, excellent, you passed. This is the kind of working for this if else if statement. So the compiler is going to evaluate each expression. If the compiler is going to find an expression as a true, we'll execute the lines which follow that expression which was evaluated as true. If there none of those expressions are evaluated as true, the compiler will execute the lines which follow the else statement. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. See you next time.